We've all been on those long road trips that can really tax you mentally and physically. And so what we eat along the trip becomes really important. And of course, if you make bad decisions and eat bad food, you're going to feel poorly. Today we have Vera Allman with us, and she's going to show us what we can do and how we can eat to make things go well on our trip and how to have that energy we know we need throughout the trip. Vera?
Dr. Zach, I'm so glad to be home because, as you know, I do spend a lot of time on the road. And so I like to say that my expertise really comes from my experience of living on the road for 2 years.
Sure, and what you're going to show us today is things you actually do and eat when you're on the road, correct?
Absolutely, but first, I'd like to bring you over here. I'd like to start right here. This is not what I eat, but this is what the average American public knows.
Sure, and I look over here and immediately I see junk food. I see the fast food, I see the chips, but some of these things like veggie sticks, I'm not, so is this junk food or not?
Well, you know, this is part of the whole marketing thing. And this is why I wanted to bring things like this up and group them all together, because people are a little bit confused. It looks like it's healthy, but it's not. If you read the ingredients, it's no more than a glorified potato chip. And that's the thing, you know, it is very convenient to have this in the car the minute we get in. We want that little snack. But if you look at artificial colors and flavorings and everything else, preservatives, that's not what you want to be putting to your body. All you have to know is that it's toxic.
Sure.
Okay? So from snacks, we can move on to drinks, because eventually, you know, eating little things, you're going to get thirsty. So people know what's convenient always. What is it that we have?
The fast food, the sodas.
Sodas, absolutely. Whether you go the regular soda way or the diet way, it's no good. Regular soda, sugar. Sugar turns to fat. Who wants to be that? You want to go the diet way, thinking that's a diet, you know, you're going to stay a little trimmer?
Sure.
That's not the case, because artificial sweeteners, they are toxic.
Very toxic.
Yeah. So, alternative. People think that, you know what? Drinking something like this, it's good. But if you look at the label, again, preservatives, colors, artificial flavors, trust me, this stuff, it's toxic.
Yep.
I mean, it's even colored like it is. Here's another thing. People have been sold on the idea that juice is healthy. And the thing is, if you juice at home,
Sure.
it is. That's not the kind of juice I'm talking about. I'm talking about store-bought. I don't know how long it has been sitting on the shelf kind of a thing.
Sure. And in order to be on the shelf, there has to be something that's going to keep it alive, keep it there. So the preservatives and things like that, that's not good. And I noticed this says it's from concentrate, so it's not even real juice. It's packaged down and then boiled back together in, you know, some mad scientist lab somewhere.
Absolutely. And again, this stuff has so much sugar. Even though it's natural sugar, your body still sees it as sugar, so it spikes your insulin and then, you know, turns to fat. And the last thing is, you know, after all the snacking and everything else, we still get hungry. So what is it that most people do?
They get the fast food, they drive through, and
Right. And you know, fast food joints have, of course, jumped on the bandwagon of healthy foods, but, you know, again, iceberg lettuce, even if you're looking at calories, with sauces and everything else, this adds up to about 550 calories at a time.
Wow.
And nutritionally, it's really, what is your body going to get out of it?
Sure.
And as far as the food quality is concerned, what farm is this coming from? How was it raised? Is it really good for you? So instead, I want to show you what I do and what we have been doing for 2 years.
Sure.
And what
This looks like real food over here. This is what I know.
It's fun and it's colorful. And what you see here, it's a lot of food. This is not just for me and my crew for one day. There's a lot of things that you can pick and choose. You don't have to buy everything here. The rule is buy what's in your area, because I live in a big metropolitan area. There's a lot of variety, exotic fruits, veggies that are available that might not be available to you.
Sure.
But look at your neighbor. He might be a farmer. He might have something that's, you know, right in season, fresh, healthy. You know who grew it. And that's the idea, because you're going to get a lot of nutritional value out of it.
Very good.
But then traveling, keep it also convenient. So let's start with fruits. You know, things that you can pick up and eat. A pear, an apple. Maybe somebody is going to be kind enough, if you're a driver, to peel you an orange, you know. But grapes, you know, put the bag in your lap and just as you're driving, you can eat that.
Sure.
These are great options. Bananas is another great option. Might be a little smelly, a little bit messy for some, but you know what? I enjoy bananas on the road,
Sure.
so I eat them.
And the baby carrots, I love having these. These are great.
Yeah, and let's move on to veggies. That's the next thing. For me, the rule of thumb in life is more veggies than fruits. But yeah, you know, you can buy them pre-cut, or you could spend a little bit of time prepping in advance and recut. I mean, you know, this is what I found in my local store. Radishes. I don't always have them in stock, but that's what I picked them up.
Nice.
I was looking for peppers. I found this pepper.
Those are beautiful.
And this is a single bite. I don't even have to cut this up before we hit the road. So that's another thing. So outside of snacking on fruits and veggies, there's also crackers, or my favorite, popcorn. You can pre-pop it yourself. I definitely say stick to organic, just because of, you know, corn and soy is very much GMO'd in the United States, so stick to organic.
Genetically modified, not what you want, not healthy, not real food. It's made in a laboratory.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So outside of snacking, again, we're gonna get thirsty. So here are my options. Water is the king.
Yes.
Lots of water. You know the general rule, take your body weight divided by half, and that's the amount of ounces you should be having. But again, you gotta adjust for the amount of activity, elevation, things like that. You might be using more than that. If you can't give up cola, well, there's alternatives like this.
Sure, all natural types.
Absolutely. You know, this uses stevia for sweetener.
Okay.
But you know what? Things like this can be a little bit more expensive.
Sure.
And so if you can wean yourself off, eventually, you know, I'd say water definitely is the king. And I can say wean yourself off. I know it's hard. 10 years ago, I used to drink 2 liters a day of cola.
Really?
Yes. So if I can do it, I believe that anybody
Nice.
can. Because,
that's great to hear you made that change.
And I did that for years. And then I was wondering why I wasn't feeling well. I just didn't have the education. Again, coconut water. What a fun way to hydrate.
Good for you. Yep.
Yes. And for kids, there are, you know, organic juices available. But again, this should not be the only liquid for the whole day. This is a treat. It has sugar. It spikes their sugar level, and it's hard to deal with a bouncy kid in the back seat if you're on long stretches. You know, you're a dad, you should know.
Sure.
Right.
I've seen it.
So we snack away, but we still get hungry. And my alternative is stop and picnic.
Okay.
You know, as a mom or a dad, you don't have to spend, you know, the evening or morning prepping food. How much fun it is to really have everybody make their own sandwich.
Sure.
You have options. Healthy lunch meats. You knew where the lunch meats came from, or at least the ingredients. Choose the ones without preservatives, because you can see it on the label.
The sandwich looks great. I mean,
absolutely. Let kids make their own. You don't want to go the, you know, sandwich way in that way. How about peanut butters, almond butters, things like that? So again, just stop and eat, because that doesn't take so much longer than spending it in a, you know, fast food joint. So that's a thing. And then another thing is, eventually, you know, if you do run out of food, if you're spending a lot of days on the road like I do, I restock at local grocery stores. I make a point of stopping. And the way I find them, just like I find healthy restaurants, if I, of course, want to go out and eat, and it's fun to do that, I use a program called Yelp. So if you ever heard of it before, if you're on the road and you need to find something local, whatever is in the area, the things that you don't see driving on the highway, they might be right off the pass.
sure.
So they are right there.
Very nice.
So I presented you what, you know, I, like most American public, used to know, and now what I have been living for 2 years.
Nice.
And it can be done. It's really not hard. A little bit of prep work in advance, a little bit of thought goes into it, and you know what? You don't have to go crazy. Just look what's available.
Nice. Thank you, Vera. We appreciate it. Hope everybody's learned a lot. You see how easy it is to eat healthy. If you eat healthy, you are enabling your body to be healthy, and that's really the ultimate goal. If you don't feel well, it's usually because of something you're doing to yourself. Thanks a lot. We appreciate it.